Hello there, it is Jennifer and Dora.
Hi there.
Oh, let's hope that was actually real. It's good, right?
I think we're good.
Okay, we're good. It's Jennifer and Dora here from Platinum Skincare, and we're going to do another live. All right.
Yes.
So, we decided, we always, if there's an announcement, we'll make an announcement. So I posted in the group that we are working on a spritzer. I wanted to know if anybody was interested in a moisturizing spritzer. I was coming up with some good ideas for it, and you guys were helping me, for setting makeup and before your makeup and throughout the day if you're dry. And of course, like if you're peeling and you want to kind of spritz it on and hide that peeling so you can like run into the store or something. So
or do a live video.
Or do a live video, right? So we have an opportunity today to test it. Dora did.
Yes, I did a dream peel a couple of days ago. I did 2 days. I believe it was Sunday and Monday. Actually applied my makeup this morning. Everything was perfect. Looked in the mirror right as I was walking out the door, started seeing the flaking occur. And as the hours went, the flaking increased. So I didn't bring it up. I was going to bring it up. I have my sample, and I spritzed away, and it really does help.
You can't even tell, can you? No. Really worked. It really worked well. We're still tweaking it. I wanted a little bit more longer lasting moisture, but for sure the ingredients are going to hold that dead skin on there and make it look like you look normal walking into a store.
It hydrated it. It did.
So that's really handy. We're excited that that's coming along, and I know a few of you are interested in that. And in other news,
our cleansers.
Our cleansers will be in very soon. I know we haven't had the lactic cleanser for, I don't even want to think about it, a very, very long time.
I know. Yeah.
We had one little small batch, and it was not good. We are no longer doing it that way. But
reformulating.
Yes, it's all been reformulated. The anti-aging cleanser, our revitalizing cleanser, and the AB cleanser are all reformulated to be the foaming cleansers. And I'm going to tell you, I've been using them for, probably about a couple of months now, and I absolutely love them. It's going to be in a slightly bigger bottle. It's going to be, instead of this is the 6, it's going to be a 7 ounce. And I have noticed it lasts forever.
Awesome.
I'm doing 2 big pumps, and that is like foam all over your face.
Love it.
Cleans super good. There's nothing stopping the acids from working. And like, I only have to wash my face, like one time. And some people talk about going multiple times and this and that. You don't have to do that. Cleans it perfectly, rinses perfectly.
It's exciting.
I love it. I'm very excited for you guys all to get that. Ta-da!
Perfect.
All right, on to our questions.
All right, so the first question comes from Eileen. She has dry skin. She lives in Florida, Fitzpatrick of 2. She says, after my 13 TCA peel, can I use my Japanese cleansing oil to wash my face?
I would say yes. You can use pretty much any cleanser you want to wash your face. I use my AB cleanser even when I'm doing peels.
Yeah.
The only time I don't is if I did the dream peel. That one just makes me so sensitive.
Yeah.
I barely want to put anything on my face for a couple days. But I did use our anti-aging cleanser only for that peel. Other than that, you're fine. If your skin's not irritated, go for it.
All right. So the next question comes from, Lalima?
Yeah.
Yes. And she's a Fitzpatrick 4. She says, after using TCA since 4 months, 13% every month, I got small milia at many places. What do you recommend?
Well, milia wouldn't be caused by a TCA peel.
Right.
Milia is basically dead skin. It gets trapped in your pores, and the skin grows over it, and you get like a bump.
Right.
So actually, the more exfoliation you get, the better for this. So continue on with those peels. Toss in like a revitalizing cleanser so you can physically get some, exfoliation, because you can only do a peel once a month. You need more. I would say also regenerate. Fusion retinoid as well, that helps to get into the pores and clear them out. So you need more exfoliation, not less, actually. So keep that up. And then as long as you continue using those types of things, you will be less likely to get more milia in the future.
Good advice. All right, so the next question comes from Colorado. Her name is Aedah. Hi, how are you? Can I use chemical peels to my clients? She has pigmentation on her back, and which kind of peel and what products can be used at home? Thank you.
All right. So, I mean, it's definitely easier to put this on your back if somebody's doing this for you.
100%.
But I would say, because she had pigmentation, I mean, Jesner is usually the first one I reach for. This is really good. You could also layer that with TCA. I know I've had that done on my back before when we were back at the spa. She put a couple layers of Jesner, a couple layers of TCA. That worked really well to get the dead skin off. Do we have any other thought? I was thinking, salicylic 25 possibly, because that would be strong enough for the body.
True.
And then at home, it's hard to apply products on your back, but, when they're at home, they have help. You could put the Favorite on.
True.
I have heard of people that want to put like creams and lotions and stuff on their back, take like a back brush and wrap some saran wrap on it really tight, and then you can squirt a little bit of your product on and then get it on there. That is the best thing I've heard. I'm sure there probably is something specifically for that to get products on, but that's how they could do that. I think that would be helpful. And, using the black soap in the shower with the scrub brush, that will help with hyperpigmentation and acne and things like that in the back.
And your skin will become a little itchy when that's peeling. So that brush in the shower is going to be really helpful.
Yeah, you have to be like gentle, but it feels good.
Yeah, you'll need that. Okay, so James he's from Iowa, Fitzpatrick of 3. I am getting closer to purchasing and trying my first at-home peel. Do you have any suggestions or tips about handling the acid for the first time, like safety and things I may need to consider?
Well, I mean, we don't know what acid you're doing. If you're doing one of the milder ones, I mean, I guess I would think like when you're taking this off and flipping it open, obviously be careful like to hold it away from you so you're not going to get, acid in your face.
Yes.
A lot of people like to wear the gloves. I don't love to wear gloves. I like to kind of feel what I'm doing, but then you can get flaky skin.
You will get flaky, peely fingers.
But you can rinse them really quick right after applying.
That's true. That's true. And that will lessen.
Really fast. It'll be very minimal. So gloves are helpful. Obviously, make sure you've pre-treated properly and your skin is prepared. Make sure you stop your, retinoid use, or even if you're using one of the stronger acid serums, like I don't think I have one, serum 15 or serum 30, stop those a couple days before maybe, then, it won't be nearly as irritating for you. There's not too much. I mean, just keep it out of your eyes and your mouth and you'll be good.
And maybe Vaseline around corners of your mouth, eyes, things like that to form a little bit of a barrier.
Yes, especially on sensitive areas or areas you want to avoid.
100%.
Put some sort of a barrier because acid will seep further than where you put it.
Okay, Nancy, she is from California. Doesn't say her Fitzpatrick. She says she's 71 years old and my entire face needs a peel, but I have very deep smoker lines, so I'd like to take care of that first. What types of products do I need? How many treatments and how many days will I be out of commission?
Well, obviously for smoker lines and things like that, we have our lip peel kit.
Yes.
Now this one comes with the TCA 20, Sin TC, Luminosity for the 3 days after. So this is an option. If you want to just, apply a normal peel all over your entire face and not just focus here, which I do highly recommend, you can do the TCA 13 and put that everywhere, 1 or 2 layers, then do an extra layer
That's always good.
On your problem areas, or extra 2 layers on your problem areas. And then how long you're going to be out of commission? You won't really be out of commission. You're going to apply. It's going to take a good 3 days before you even start to get dry and flaky. And then that'll go on for like 3 to 5 days. So let's say 3 to 5 days, you'll have some visible flaking on your face. And you can cover that up. I mean, we have our new spritzer that'll be coming out soon, but until then, you can use things like nano-hyaluronic on moist skin, put like your emu oil or your essential healing blend on top of that. And if you're going out and your skin is really, really flaking, if you put just a really thin layer of Aquaphor on there, that can hold things together pretty well, for a good time frame. That's what I've done.
All right, our next question comes all the way from Turkey. Sara, Fitzpatrick of 4. After having kids, I went from Fitz 3 to Fitz 4. Is it possible to go back to my original color with Fade Bright? Can it brighten up to one shade? If so, how would I maintain it? Thanks in advance.
Well, anybody that has hyperpigmentation, obviously stay out of the sun.
Yes.
You have to use your SPF.
Absolutely.
50 for sure. And I just put this on the website. Most people do not put enough of this on. And if you want to know how much you need is it an eighth of a teaspoon? I think it was an eighth of a teaspoon. Is it an eighth? No. It was a quarter of a teaspoon.
Okay.
You need a quarter of a teaspoon. So if you take a quarter of a teaspoon and fill it up with this, it's a good deal of product. Another way is to do your fingers. So take your finger and do an entire strip from, right here to your fingertip.
Interesting.
That is how much it takes for your face.
Okay.
It should be more than you think. A lot of people aren't putting enough on, and that's why you're still getting hyperpigmentation, your melasma's bad, things that not enough SPF. And then, of course, Fade Bright. That will help to lighten any excess hyperpigmentation that you have. It's not going to make your skin lighter than its natural skin tone, but I don't think your skin tone spontaneously just changed for no reason. I mean, there was a reason. So
Exactly.
It's excessive pigmentation right now. So, wear a big hat too outside if you spend a lot of time outside. I don't know what was that location?
Turkey.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know if Turkey probably is very I'm not sure. I know nothing regards to around the world,
Right.
the particular sun.
I feel no matter where you are, there is sun, and you need to wear sunscreen and reapply.
Reapply every 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jonathan is from Buffalo, Fitzpatrick of 6, so he has very dark skin. How can I get clear skin without being flaky?
Well, you don't have to do a peel, to keep yourself clear. And actually, it's an everyday thing anyways.
Yeah, you must be having some acne issues, I'm assuming.
Yeah, so for our acne clients, we suggest AB cleanser and vitamin B complex 2 times per day, morning and evening. And then at night, add on your retinoid, which I would start with Fusion A 0.15. Start maybe 2 or 3 nights a week and add on an extra night as your skin acclimates. Because you don't have to be dry and flaky. The only thing in this that would make you dry or possibly flaky would be the retinoid, and this is super, super, super important. So just start off slow, 2 days, then 3 days, and you'll be fine. Just only go forward as your skin acclimates. If you want to do a peel that doesn't, you could do the Mandelic 22. That would be so minimal if there's any flaking at all.
Yeah, normally not
Any
much.
visible flaking. I don't want to say your skin's not coming off. It is, but
yeah. Lots of fun stuff
would
happens underneath the surface.
That's
even
right.
though you don't see it.
That's right.
Okay, Melanie is from Australia, Fitzpatrick of 2. She says, hi there, I'm about to do my second ever Jesner's peel, 2 layers, and was wondering what you would recommend as a step 2, dream peel or luminosity.
Well,
Personal preference?
if you haven't tried luminosity yet, that's when we apply this. After you rinse or peel, you put this on 1 time per day for about 3 days.
Yep, 3 to 5 until
then
your skin starts to peel.
flake. Yeah, and then you stop using it. So this is, gives you the benefits of vitamin A. It penetrates really well. It also helps your skin to peel a little bit faster. Now, obviously, if you're putting Dream Peel, that's really, really accelerating this. This is much, much stronger than this. This is a very high percentage
Yes.
of retinol. And yeah, that will give you a lot more flaking, but you also could be sensitive. Like
Yes.
I know when I add this on top of either TCA or Jesner or both, my skin will be warm and pink for probably 2 days.
I had a warm feeling last night. This
Yes.
morning, I felt a little hot.
Yes.
And then when I put my
You're
eye
like,
cream on this morning, I
"Whoa."
thought, oh, that stings, and it normally doesn't sting.
Yes, you will definitely be more sensitive if
Yeah.
you put the Dream Peel on than if you do Luminosity. But either way,
Almost
you're
like
going
a
to get good
sunburn
results.
feel, maybe.
Yes, sunburn.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can compare
Except
it to.
not the pain after a
No.
sunburn. It's not like
Like
that.
the
You're
warmth.
sensitive,
Like
but
the-
it's not like if someone scratched you, we're going to be like,
No.
It's not like that.
No.
It's just sensitive.
Yeah. Okay, next question comes from San Jose, California, from Cristy. She says she's a Fitzpatrick 2. She says, I love my Platinum Skincare products, over 20 of them. I finished a series of 8 Mandelic peels, and in between, I did 2 Jesner/TCA peels following all protocol.
Ooh,
I have very, very dry skin, aging skin with a lot of hyperpigmentation from being a sun goddess. Can you please guide on the best protocol for photofacial with your Platinum Skincare equipment I am waiting to receive?
Now that's the Vis IPL.
Okay.
That's the photofacial. But yeah, that's like twice a week, I believe, is their directions for any of those treatments.
Okay.
You know what, no matter if it's like hair or
Okay.
acne or that, it's 2 times per week.
She's saying she gets occasional acne on her, menopausal acne on her chin and jawline. I have had many IPLs in the past, very strong levels, and my skin tolerates a lot. Please give me your best regimen. Only a couple of products for my face. A couple of products my face hates, which are Regenerate and Vitamin B lotion. I can use them on my neck and chest only. Thank you. I would love a full evaluation on just me and what works for me. Perhaps I can schedule that if you don't use my question.
Well, that's a bummer that the Regenerate isn't working for you.
That's strange.
Or what
I
what
really
is
love the
it? I
Regenerate.
would love to know what it's causing. And same with the vitamin B, what it causes. Because if you can use it here, you should be able to use it on your face as well. I'm curious to see what the problem was. You know, but if you're getting a little bit of hormonal acne, I mean, you can use the AB cleanser.
Right.
I'm assuming you're using Fusion A, because this is what's going to dig into your pores and clear them out.
She's using, she doesn't really say any other specific.
Just yeah,
Peels.
you use a variety.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. That's a bummer on the Regenerate because that's so healing. I'm very curious as to what doesn't work.
Well, she can
with it.
always email us directly to support@platinumskincare.com. She can send us photos, give us, her exact regimen. We can go over it, go back and forth with her, and actually ask questions. Sometimes
Yes.
getting those answers help us solve her issues. Yeah.
Exactly. And, for anybody else on the website, on the main page, we also have our regimen finder
Yes.
tool or our regimen tool
Builder,
that you can build your entire regimen in there.
That's nice.
And pick and choose and, list, but for acne, I mean, I would say you might need to throw in like the AB cleanser once
Yeah.
or twice a week. I mean, just because I think she was dry naturally, that doesn't mean that this is going to be like terrible for your skin or anything. I mean, you could use that a few times. I would use it with a little scrubby brush or one of those little scrubby pads. I love to use that. It's
very,
like one
very
size
dry,
net.
aging skin.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't use it every day, but that can help. And then, of course, the retinoid is going to be like so.
Dermasnap as well instead of B-complex. That would be more moisturizing for her.
Definitely.
She could try the Dermasnap.
Definitely. And then maybe like the acne drying lotion, too. That could be helpful to,
For sure.
for any little spots.
Okay, so moving along, Nanette is a Fitzpatrick 3, and she says, what do I do about the open pores and fine lines that has occurred from accidentally leaving a glycolic peel on for too long? Should I no longer peel in that location? It's been about 5 months since it occurred.
Well, that's an interesting concept because, if you think about what a peel does, especially glycolic, which is a very mild acid, you put the glycolic on there, and it dissolves the bonds that hold layers of dead skin to your face.
Right.
So those dissolve, and that dead skin can come off. So there's nothing in that process that's going to cause your pores to enlarge.
Yeah, it just
anything
speeds up that process. That layer would have naturally come off over time. The peel just makes it come off a little sooner.
Exactly. And the only thing I can think of is there are times, and I don't know when we're talking about open pores, is it a pore or is it maybe an old scar, like an old
Maybe.
acne scar? Sometimes people will find, more of these little holes as they do peels, and they're like older scars, and they kind of just want to continue going on to get that off. Your skin, you got to turn your skin over, literally.
Right.
And you've got 20 plus layers of dead skin there. And then your, dermis and all that kind of stuff underneath and where all the new tissues are coming up. Just keep going and get that
Right.
off. And then, always for pores, retinoids are for pores. So Fusion A, start off twice a week and then, work your way up.
Right.
That's going to dig into your pores, shed the inner lining and allow them to tighten. So if there's a lot of oil on your face, things like that, your pores will appear larger.
Very
if there's
true.
a lot of dirt and debris in your pores, that will stretch to accommodate that. So I would say,
Yes.
use something like AB Cleanser, which has salicylic. That also can dig deep into your
Great.
pores. And then continue forward with your peels.
All right. Nancy Lynch from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Fitzpatrick 4. I have nasolabial folds and I am 65. What products do you sell that, or would you suggest for me that would best treat this problem?
Why did I say this? Oh, because of her Fitzpatrick type. I was going to say lip peel and then said no because that's a TCA
That's a
20.
It's a little too strong
So
for her.
with your skin coloring at the Fitzpatrick 4, whenever you do a peel, like I'm going to suggest this TCA, you always want to prep your skin with a melanin inhibitor. So here's
Yeah.
our Fade Bright. I would suggest to use this, for 3 to 4 weeks. Just add it into your everyday regimen. I would say
Right.
your first product to put on after you wash your face. And then when you're ready to do a peel, let's reach for something like TCA 13. And you can just apply this on your areas if you wish, but we really don't suggest that. We would really rather you apply it everywhere and then maybe do some extra layers
Right.
on this. Like even if you do 1 layer on your whole face because you don't want it everywhere, and then do say 2 layers, in the nasolabial folds, that will help you greatly. But TCA, that's gonna stimulate collagen and elastin, and I would say throw some copper in there too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like the 7% GHK, you can add this into your nighttime regimen, just a few drops. That would be
Perfect.
beneficial.
All right, next question comes from Nilay, Bakersfield, California. Also a Fitzpatrick 4. Attempting to use TCA 15-20 on my face by diluting from a TCA 30 that I used on my chest and shoulders. I can never withstand 5 minutes of wait, not to mention a double or triple swipe. My skin is not sensitive and I have tolerant to pain, but I still can't tolerate it. My peels were successful in the past. Is it more important to reduce the strength and wait the duration suggested, or keep the strength and withstand as much as possible under 5 minutes? Is it possible to build tolerance up to 5 minutes in time?
Number 1, TCA 30. I mean, okay on the shoulder area, but on your chest, let's remember this is your décolleté here.
Sensitive.
Very sensitive, and the skin is actually thinner right here than it is on your entire face. The only skin on your body that's thinner is your eye area right here. So it's like your eyes, then your neck and décolleté, then your face, then the rest of your body gets thicker. So it's like you don't want to be putting a 30 in. I can understand why that was
You can't tolerate that
unbearable.
because it's too strong.
No, I would suggest instead a 7%. Or if you have the 30, you could make that to a 10%, and that would be fine.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
would do maybe a couple layers of a 10% here.
Yes.
And then on your face, you could just continue on with the 10%. Or if you want to make a 15%, you could do that and the rest of your face. But do your neck and chest, do that milder. And yes, you are much better off putting more layers of a lower percentage on than you are putting that 30 like that. That's just,
Absolutely.
that's
Make
where
sure
you run
you're
into
stopping
issues.
your retinol. You have that little note here
Oh,
as well?
yes, because obviously, I'm thinking sensitivity issues.
Absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, obviously retinoids will cause sensitivity. You want to be on them, you want to
Right.
be prepping properly.
Right.
But you need to stop this before you're ready to do that
Because
peel.
it'll make you oversensitive.
Oh, yeah, 3 to 5 days at least. If you're using any other strong leave-on acids, stop those, tretinoin, and things like that. Make sure you don't do this when you're starting your cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, that's about it. Oh, numbing cream, right?
Oh,
Not that you would
yeah.
need it if you're doing the 10%, but if you are doing the stronger peels or your skin is
That's a good
just so
suggestion.
sensitive, you can numb up first. This
Yeah.
works very well.
It does.
We have this on the site.
Okay, Shavonne has dry skin from New York, Fitzpatrick of 6. How do I get started on a chemical peel for my chest? I have darker skin tone. My skin is dry and sensitive. How to prep and what is recommended for post-care?
Well, this is just for the chest, was
Just
it?
for the
Yes.
chest, very dark skin, Fitzpatrick of 6.
So it's mandatory that you are using a melanin inhibitor.
Yes.
And I would also suggest to make sure that you have at least like a retinoid in your regimen. You're doing your face all the way down your neck and onto your chest at night. Because, I mean, don't just expect a peel to do all the work. You should be, that's like, once a month. You should be doing things every single day to help your areas. So definitely use these two and use this for at least 4 weeks. You're a Fitzpatrick 6.
Yeah.
4 weeks or longer
Daily.
before you do a TCA peel. And then we need to think of, I would say, maybe a 13%. I was gonna say, or a 7%.
Yeah.
7 or 13%. Depends on your sensitivity level. You would be okay with the 13, but I would only do one layer.
Evaluate that after the
See how
5
that
minutes.
goes.
Really look and see how it feels, how it looks.
Yep, let that month go, and then be really sure. So after, you could apply Fade right after you rinse it. That's okay to apply this the first time. And then I would suggest things like either the Essential Healing Blend or the Emo Oil. These are gonna calm and soothe the skin.
Yes.
Just keep applying these, one of these two, every day. It's gonna take probably 7 to 10 days, like the chest peels more slowly.
Right.
It might not start getting dry for 7, 8 days. And then, you're talking 10 to 14 days before that's actually peeling. But, that's okay. Keep your healing products on, and then SPF, and of course, clothing that covers that, or a hat, whatever it is when you're going outside. And then you should be fine. That's great for your post-care.
All right. Mary is from California, Fitzpatrick 3. What type of peels do I need to improve moderate dark spots/blemishes on my arms and chest caused by years of sun exposure?
Well, I think it's always great to use Fade Bright and Triple Treat every day. I want to say every day, but you have to kind of start off a little bit less with this. You
Yeah.
can start off every day with Fade Bright, add this on maybe 3 times a week, and then, 4 or 5. You can do more as long as your skin isn't irritated.
Right.
You want to read the back. Think of this as a treatment, not necessarily every day. I find I can use this every day, though. But there are occasions after,
Yes.
let's say, a few weeks, all of a sudden my leg will
irritated.
feel a little sensitive, and I'll be
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm just going to use the regular cream today. So
Yes.
always, keep that in
Start
mind.
every other day, every third day if you're sensitive, and then just kind of build
Yeah,
up.
I mean, that's 25%. It is a very strong leave-on. Then I would move to something like a Jesner peel once a month. Your skin's all nice and prepped. Everything looks good. You just have the spots a little bit. Then, pull out something like a Jesner peel. Do this once a month. And I would stop this for a few days before you're going to do a peel. Like, let's just bring that up. Strong acids,
Absolutely.
retinoids, you should stop them, 3 to 5 days before you do a peel. So you're not super irritated. Then do your peel. And if you're doing a body peel, one more thing people always ask, when can they start using this again? It's like, this could be extremely irritating
Yes.
if you're not peeling yet, or if you just started peeling. So I kind of am like, once you're mostly done peeling, just little bits, or you're trying to speed it up because you're all done with this,
I have
you can start using it.
some clients who will ask, can I use that in lieu of luminosity for the body, because luminosity is very costly, $83 for
Yeah,
1
exactly.
ounce versus, the 8 ounce is maybe, I don't know, off the top of my head,
I don't even know offhand.
maybe 40-ish.
35, 33,
Yeah, something like
35,
that.
something,
Something like that. So it's obviously more economical.
Yeah.
It's strong. You just have to, it's on a case-by-case basis.
Yes, if your skin can tolerate it, then go ahead. I wouldn't put it on immediately
No.
after. I would let that first week or week and a half, 2 weeks minimum go by before I start using something like this. Healing products only at first.
Okay, let's see. Is there a chemical, this is from Pat from North Carolina, Fitzpatrick 2. Is there a chemical peel to treat flat seborrheic
Seborrheic? Yeah.
keratosis on the body?
Pronouncing that is the bane of my existence. I can't spell it. I cannot pronounce it. But yeah, they're little like benign tumors on the skin. So you can go ahead and there are lots of other things that can be done, like professionally. But if you're going to do this at home, salicylic is the thing. It was salicylic and I want to say maybe like sulfur or something. But salicylic we have. So we have, our salicylic 25 is the strongest, or the Jesner. Something like that can be applied to those. I would use, I don't know, depending on how big they are, you could use either a Q-tip or you could use one of our little wooden picks. I'm not quite sure. Sometimes they're little itty bitties. And you just dip it into your bottle, make sure it's, and just rub it on there and then wait your 5 minutes and go ahead and put another layer on, however you want to do it. Just keep it localized like that. And I would put more layers because obviously you're trying to get rid of it. We're not trying to be like super gentle to these.
Right. Okay. Donna has a Fitzpatrick. She doesn't tell me that. She doesn't tell me
Fitzpatrick of I don't know.
Of I don't know. And she has normal skin, but doesn't tell me where she's from. She said, after a TCA 20 chemical peel, what do you recommend placing on my face if I have some skin that is still pink because of the skin coming off early? I have tried putting the Fade Bright on. I'm not sure if that's okay because I just feel a burning sensation and then rinsed it off. I don't want to cause any unnecessary shock, possible damage to my skin. Is vitamin E okay to put on your skin when it's pink? What are your thoughts?
I don't think vitamin E would be a problem at all, but the actual treatment for post-inflammatory erythema, which is when your skin remains pink, is 1% hydrocortisone for up to 2 weeks.
Right.
So if it's been pink for a little bit, couple weeks or so, that skin's not thickening,
Right.
that is the specific treatment. You don't want to continue, you don't want to put a higher percentage on. Don't grab the 10% or the 5%, 1%. Don't go longer than 2 weeks. Or if you go 2 weeks and it's still not, I would give it a break for a minute.
Right.
Because hydrocortisone can actually remove color. Like you
Yes.
you can have like white spot, even though they don't really last forever, they can last for a while. So you want to use it a little bits at a time.
And I could see that Fade Bright would be irritating.
That would be irritating because
Yeah.
there's acids in
Yeah.
there and you're putting it on an area that probably is thinner.
Yes.
That's why you're seeing it's pink. There's not
Yes.
as much skin there. I would say Regenerate too. That might be another really good option. If you
I
have
agree.
that, I would put that on too because that's stimulating new tissue growth.
Right.
Or emo oil, but yeah.
All right. Shirley Ann is from Texas. She says, I used to smoke and I have deep wrinkles above my top lip. Can these be removed? If so, what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, that's where you can reach for our lip peel kit that has the TCA 20, has Sin-TC for everyday use, and then it has the luminosity for you to use for like 3 to 4 days after your peel. And that's if you're just doing a localized peel, right here, or a lot of people use it here and here. So this is definitely a really good option. I don't remember her Fitzpatrick. If you're a
She
little
doesn't say.
darker.
I don't
Oh, yeah,
think-
okay.
yeah, she did not
Well,
say.
if you're a little bit darker, you definitely want to pre-treat with your Fade Bright. Another option is to just use the TCA 13 peel, do your whole face, at least one layer, and then do extra layers on your problem spots.
Sounds good.
Then other things like copper too, that, like this GHK, that would be really beneficial. Use your Fusion, you do your retinoids every single day. Those will really, really help.
Perfect. All right. Corrie is from Simi Valley. Doesn't say Fitzpatrick, but says, what kind of peels should I have to peel off the first layer of skin?
So, the first layer, when you think you have all this dead skin on your face, there's like at least 20 layers there. So peeling off just like one specific layer isn't going to be like an easy thing. I would say you probably get rid of that using a daily cleanser. If you're using an acid cleanser like one of these that are at least 10% acid, you wash your face with this twice a day,
Right.
and you are going to feel smooth immediately after using this your first time.
Oh, for sure.
If you've never used an acid cleanser before. I would use something like this you could use, or we have our Serum 15. I have to get one of those. Do I have a Serum 15? I don't. Serum 15 or Serum 30, those are things that you could use that will help to get that dead skin off more than, one layer. If you want to do a peel, obviously you can do, I would say a Mandelic 22 would be a good option. That's a super, super mild one. Or lactic, because that's so invisible flaking, basically. But any of those super, super mild things, but you can get that off. And obviously you just don't want to see peeling,
Right.
so use one of these options.
All right. This message is from Jeannie. I talk to Jeannie on the phone often. Hi, Jeannie. Fitzpatrick of 2. She says, can Jesner peel be done weekly? Do you wash between layers? Is it left on for intervals of 5 minutes? When doing Jesners, TCA, and Dream Peel at the same time, do you wash between layers?
All right, so technically, if you open your peel manual to page 13, you're gonna find your Jesner chart. So if you've done 1 layer, you can do that every 1 to 2 weeks. Just 1 thin layer, you would be okay. I would say 2 weeks. Never try to do it every single week.
Yeah, that's pushing it.
Then that's like for somebody who is so tolerant to that. So that's why we give you a range. 2 to 3 layers. So if you put that second layer on, now you're looking at 2 to 4 weeks.
Right.
I mean, anything there and on is a month. You know, we want you to do a month if you're putting more layers. So you could potentially do that once every 2 weeks if you wish.
Right.
Now, do you wash? So if you're going to add another layer on, so now you're looking at, like 3 weeks here. No, you do not rinse, and it's going to tell you that. And in our video, you can do the Jesner peel right along with me. We don't ever rinse, and I kind of explain that as we go. And at the very end, you leave it on for 4 hours, if you can. I mean, if you were super, super irritated after 5 minutes, you could splash it off. That's fine. But you will get the very best results if you leave it on for the full 4 hours. And if you're putting, and this is even in the Jesner video, it is Jesner plus Dream Peel. So at the very end, I talk exactly about, if you wanted to wash it off, you could, but if you're going to leave that Jesner on like we really want you to, you just leave it on, and then you put your Dream Peel right on top of that. That's all going to stay on together for, 6 to 8 hours. Maybe go to bed. I like to do my peels at night, just go to sleep with it on, and then wash it off in the morning.
And the Dream Peel feels soothing when you
It
apply
does feel
it really
soothing.
does.
It's not irritating by any means. It's just like you put like some nice,
like a serum.
wonderful, oily,
yeah,
slippery
honestly.
serum on. It feels good.
All right. Sadona is from Happy Valley, Oregon. Fitzpatrick
Happy.
4. Wonder if they're happy in Happy Valley.
I think they are. No, they're miserable.
All right, so wondering if you can do peels such as mandelic and glycolic throughout the summer months. Obviously, wearing sunscreen and protect the skin when outside. And can you alternate peels with cosmetic derma rolling? Thank you so much. Love all your products.
Yes, absolutely. You can do peels all summer long. We have people that are not even doing mild peels all summer long. As long as you make the choice to do the peel and then know that you're going to be putting on sunblock, you're going to be wearing a hat when you go outside to protect yourself, keep yourself shaded. You're not going to go do a peel and then next month start laying in the sun. I mean, that's a no-no.
Exactly.
You want to just go and do your peels. As long as you're protecting yourself, you are good. And with needling, derma rolling, microdermabrasions, all that kind of stuff, just alternate them. Now, I do not know specifically what your cosmetic needling is stipulating. It could say you can do this. I don't know the depth of the needles. You could be doing that multiple times a week. You could be doing it once every 2 weeks, once a month. Whatever it is, alternate that with your peel. Our peel, these mild peels, is like once a week or once every 2 weeks. So when that week or 2 weeks is done, you can do whatever you want, right? So if you do your needling, go ahead and do your needling, and then whatever your needling says that you have to wait before next treatment, that's what you have to wait, minimum. I would literally want to throw on a week. I think that when people are doing needling, they do it way too often. You need, when you're stimulating your skin to regenerate new tissues and stuff, you have to let it do its thing. I mean, I think you should wait a month.
Give it time.
Give it time, because if you're constantly bombarding it with more and more and more, you're just slowing the whole process
You're
down.
just stressing it even more.
Yeah, don't be in a rush. Everyone's in a rush. Just slow down in Happyville.
Yes, in Happy Valley.
Happy Valley.
Okay. Laura says she has a Fitzpatrick 3. She's from Florida. Is Supercap 2X good for hair growth? Like if I mix it with emu oil and apply it to my eyebrows.
Right. So I was thinking, okay, we have this hair signals is what you spray in your head. Now, this stimulates hair growth. And this is what this is this is actually a combination of both types of copper. So there's GHK in there, which is first generation, and there is second generation, which is, you know, the CPs. So they're both in there. So obviously, it's helpful for hair growth and stimulating those follicles. So it doesn't matter which one of the coppers you use. It certainly doesn't have to be 2X or anything like that. You could absolutely do that. And emo oil in its own right is good for hair growth. Like if you have like follicles that are dormant or sleeping, it can stimulate them to start growing again. It can't, you know, if your follicle is dead for some reason, it can't, you know, spring life into it like Frankenstein or something, but it can definitely...
It will help reduce inflammation in a traumatized follicle.
Yes, and then they can start growing again. So that's a good idea, mixing those two for sure.
Okay, and then her second part of her question, she says, for Fusion A is the correct order, Regenerate, Potions, Hyaluronic, and then Fusion A, then creams, B complex, and Dermasnap / Emu oil.
Yes.
It feels strange because the Fusion A is thicker than the B complex.
It's not really. If you were to take a little glob of Fusion A and put on your hand, it's just going to deflate and start falling in a matter of seconds. It's actually a serum. It's like a creamy serum. It is definitely thinner, and you definitely want to go thin to thick. So that's perfect. You do your serums, and then your creams, and then your oils last. That's perfect.
And then she has a question regarding a VIP membership. She said, I paid for a 6-month VIP membership, but I want to go to the full 12 months. Can I just pay the difference, or is there a way to get the discount by going to 12 months now? I definitely see the benefits, and I'm kicking myself for not doing the 12 months.
What you just kind of have to wait till the end of that contract and then let it end.
Yeah, she'll have to do, if she wants, we cannot change it once the contract is already in place.
Right.
Like I can't change it from the 6-month to the 12-month. After her 6-month ends, then she could join as a 12-month.
Right, and you just log into your VIP portal, and if I were you right now, I would just click the cancel button, like, you know, you log in, click your subscriptions tab, and then it'll show you, okay, I have the 6-month, and then at the end it says cancel. So if you click cancel, it'll say, do you want to cancel this at the end of your next billing cycle? And then you'll be like, yes, you know, it's just confirming that's what you're doing. So that one's gonna end. And then you can go ahead and sign up for whichever one you like.
All right, she's got more questions here. She says, her dad wants her to do peels on his arms for some growths. Doctor said they are not cancerous and froze them off, but they've come back years later. Could I do TCA 30, spot treat twice, and then Jesner and TCA overall? He's a Fitzpatrick 2 to 3 and also has thick Italian skin. I know he has to start using sunscreen, and I have told him I won't do it without him using sunscreen daily. What should I do for his arms with removing the growths? Update on my own skin.
All right, so for him, yes, you can absolutely use the 30. People do that all the time.
Yes.
Especially when you know this has already been treated medically. It's just continuing to come back. The doctor says you can do this. Go right ahead. And that's where you don't want to be I would say no more than 2 layers, though. No more than 2 layers of this 30. And I would, you know, because this is your dad, I would put a little bit of Vaseline around the surrounding area so you're not getting this onto his normal skin. You know, we want to make sure that stays protected. So definitely protect that. Then go ahead, apply the 30, wait 5 minutes. If it hasn't frosted, I would apply a second layer.
Yes.
Let it frost, you know, then rinse it all off, and then you're good. You can also, I don't know, would copper be beneficial? I'm thinking copper might be beneficial. It knows when tissues are wrong, and it helps to flush that, break that down, flush it out, stimulate the growth of new tissue. I would say too, you know, not until maybe a week or so after you've done this, maybe a week. Start using something like Supercop 2X on there too. I think that would be very beneficial. Okay, what's her thing?
Her last thing was a comment. She said, just an update on her own skin care. She said, I haven't had a pimple in 2 months.
Yay.
When I used to get cystic deep bumps all the time. I'm so excited because my skin is really looking amazing. with the peels and your daily products. Thank you, ladies, so much. Your products are so amazing.
Perfect.
Yay.
So happy to hear that.
All right. Kim Williams is from Houston, Texas. What peel is best for light brown African American skin? What is the best strength and or what strength should not be exceeded for that peel by someone with African American skin? And what other products should be used in general?
Okay. Well, I mean, not knowing what peel you're going to do, let's just say most of the hydroxy acids like mandelic and lactic, glycolic, salicylic, those are all pretty darn safe. You know, if like mandelic 22 or 40, lactic 50, what else? Glycolic 30 and 50, not the 70. Salicylic 15.
Right.
25 on the body. Those would all be safe. I would still recommend, just because anybody with ethnic skin is prone to getting post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, always pre-treat with a melanin inhibitor like our Fade Bright, which uses alpha-arbutin, or if you have a hydroquinone prescription, use that for like 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
For sure, if you want to try something like a TCA, of which I'd recommend a 7 or a 13 to start, or a Jesner. Those are all pretty darn safe when you're following the appropriate steps, you know, using sunblock, staying out of the sun, because the last thing you want to do is do a peel and then go out in the sun, because you're going to end up with PIH.
Yeah.
You must use lots of sun protection. Like I said, your whole finger width, your not width, length. You're from here to here, that much. That's a lot.
String, right? You said that's
just like just a normal. That's how much you need. It's a lot, or a quarter teaspoon.
Got it. All right.
And then what was this last one? What is it? What order or what other
What other products in general
should be used? All right. Well, so like we said, Fade Bright. You also want to pre-treat with things like Fusion A, retinoids. For sure, you want to be on a good schedule. You want to use acid cleansers, SPF, antioxidants if you can. I would throw in something like vitamin C if you need a whole full regimen.
Yeah.
And then just stop any retinoids or stronger leave-on acids a few days before you do your peel.
Post-peel emu oil, something keep it moist.
Yes, emu oil or essential healing blend.
There you go.
Either of these are really, really good. They have the same properties.
All right. Lidiya is from Texas, Fitzpatrick 2. How to use copper peptide? I went through a bottle of Super CP serum, did not see a difference. Now I purchased Supercap 2X. My concern is fine lines, especially around the eyes, big pores with old acne scars, some skin lacticity, and aging. I'll be 49 soon. I have done TCA 13 several times.
Well, I mean, coppers are used every evening. And I would, besides this one, besides the GHK 7%, this one is meant to be diluted into something. So if you're, let's say this CP serum or Super CP wasn't working well enough, maybe you were, adding a couple drops into a cream, which we do generally recommend. So you can start off using it, it's not irritating or drying or anything like that. Maybe you need to focus on applying that by itself first. So it gets on there full strength onto the area.
Right.
Sometimes Dr. Burkhart talks about rubbing it into the area a little bit.
Right.
Which might be kind of hard with like a water-based serum, but you can a little bit. Put some emu oil on top of it to help it penetrate deeper into the skin. Things like that will help you to get the best from the peptides. And as always, take a picture.
Yeah.
How do you know 100% that entire bottle did nothing if you're not looking at a picture or two?
Right.
And then now.
Fine lines around the eyes. I'm a little concerned with 2X around the eye.
Oh, that would probably be
You
really
might get
irritating.
some puffiness. I have some clients call and they'll say, they can get some puffiness by using this around the eye. We do have do we have our Lux eye cream
I was
up
just
here?
thinking, where's the GHK Lux? I don't think we have it up here. We'll have to bring
just
it up there.
be mindful of that. Like Jen said, dilute it down if you're going to use it, around the eye area for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And then, you could do the eye peel and things like that if you're really concerned around the eyes.
Yeah,
This is
gosh,
7%
that's amazing.
TCA, one time per month. So this has your TCA peel. It also has the Matrixyl Synth 6, which is an everyday product. and then the luminosity for the, 3 to 4 days after the peel. That will be helpful. Then what do you have? Big pores, acne scars, aging, now you're talking like retinoids, so Fusion A for sure every single night.
Yes.
We'll start off with 2 to 3 nights, work your way up to every single night. These are really going to help. I mean, this is number one for pores. Nothing else besides an IPL
Yes.
is as good for pores. And of course, skin laxity and aging, that's your TCA peel. And again, photos, take a picture. I mean, and it's not just one peel. I know you said you've done it several times, but still, I bet you if you had a picture of before you started, you've done several peels, you've used the copper, you've done all these things, I bet you there's a huge difference between these two faces.
And be consistent with the peels. Do them once a month. Be
Once a month.
consistent.
Yep, just keep doing it and things will improve. And I bet they have improved, but you always think you're going to remember and see what's on your, I'll know. There's no way I'll forget how long this line was. You can't tell until you're looking next to it and you're like, oh my gosh, it really has shrunk, this much. But okay, you didn't notice that because you thought you'd remember it. You'd still see that line, but it's way shorter now,
All right, so Laura has, Fitzpatrick 3. She says, hello, beautiful ladies. I have a few questions and thought others might benefit from the answers as well. The triple treat is great, but I'm going through it very fast, applying it every day. Even buying the 16-ounce version, can we use your acids, glycolic, mandelic, salicylic, to add to the base lotions? Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not
strong.
It's not going to work. When you, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's say you have another body lotion at home, and you're like, well, I'll just add the acid to there. It will damage the lotion. This, it is so hard to formulate a cream or a lotion, especially with such high acids that isn't just going to break down and start liquefying. There are certain rheology modifiers and different ingredients that are used to keep this a solid cream.
Yes.
It's not something you can add in. So if you want more use, do a monthly body peel then.
Yeah,
do a peel. And then, use this 2-3 times a week. You don't have to use this. If you read the directions, it's not even an everyday product.
Yeah.
You can work up to everyday,
She's
of course.
definitely acclimated to that point, it sounds.
Definitely.
Okay, so any tips when doing a Jesner and TCA peel to stop having my eyebrows peel?
Yeah. Just put a protective barrier on there, get some Vaseline, use your little Q-tip or something like that, and just put it right on there, and then just avoid that through the peel. But if you don't put that on there, if you don't put a barrier on there and you think, well, I'm just going to avoid it, the acid still goes further, seeps outwards from where you stop applying it.
Kind of bleeds out a little bit.
You have to put a barrier.
Okay, she says, is Super Cop 2X good for hair growth? Like applying... I split my time between 2 homes and I bought 2 of everything, but is there a way we can buy some of your empty bottles so I can buy bigger sizes of products and split them like Emu? Okay, so she had a 2-part question there.
2-part, right. So this, I would say this for your hair growth. This is so much easier. I wouldn't want to try to rub a cream into my head.
No, that'd be tough.
This Hair Signals has both the GHK and the second generation. And you just put the sprayer on. You can spread your hair apart, just rub it in a little bit. You don't need to soak your hair by any means. This is specifically for that, made by Dr. Picard. Same thing, it's nice and dark blue, this is very blue. This is for your hair. I would not try to put this on my head.
No, especially when that one's made.
This is made for that. Just use that one.
Okay, let's see.
As for bottles, I was just gonna say, when I travel, I found it was just at Meijer's. They had these great bottles that were, I don't want to say, what is that? It's 3-ounce size.
And you just buy them.
You
empty.
just buy them, open them. I just pour my stuff in there, I pour my triple treat lotion in there, fill up this thing for 3 ounces, so I have what I need for my vacation. You could do the same, or a lot of people just do have doubles of everything.
That's so true. I have people come and they go, I'm going to my cottage. I need one of everything. Or, we have customers.
That's what Andrea does.
Yeah, I was just thinking of Andrea.
North, I did the same thing. I need one for here and one for here.
Yeah. Okay. She also says, Jen's birthday is coming up and so is the annual sale. Are there any restrictions on the discount?
No.
How much can you purchase and how long does this sale last?
It's usually 7 days.
Yeah. And people
It's a whole
order,
week.
and then they reorder, and then they reorder again. The
Yes.
code you can use as many times as you like
Yes,
during
there's
that
no
week.
limit on the codes. Yes.
Okay. Tara has dry skin from Tennessee. She said, I'd like to try adding the Dream Peel, but I don't tolerate retinols at all. Any suggestions?
Well, I was just saying, now we don't know what happens that you're saying that you don't tolerate it. Because if anybody starts using a retinoid every single day,
Yeah.
you're going to be irritated.
Yes.
There is just no question about that. But there are a lot of ways to ease into it, and just about everybody should be able to use a retinoid. And it doesn't matter if you use it once a week or twice a week, or you mix a little bit of this with, another cream and
Yes.
dilute it in half so you can put it on. You can get it on and your skin will acclimate to it. Before you know it, you'll be able to put on another day
Yes.
and another day and another day. And as long as you're not like dry and irritated, you're not going too fast.
Yes.
You could use this once a week for 2 weeks before you add another day, and that's perfectly fine. But you can work into that. So if you're doing a Dream Peel, I mean, that's going to certainly cause a lot of sensitivity.
But you have the option of applying 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days.
Yeah, so 1 day.
Yeah, I am a retinol sensitive individual myself, and I chose to apply 2 days. I have gone the 3 days when we were testing it, and I was fine, to be honest. It was okay, but it was a lot. My face felt hot for days, and it was a little much for me. So now I opt to do 2 days, and it's fine. But I have done 1 day before only.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
I've done
fine.
1 day too, thinking, oh, this isn't going to do much of anything. And then a few
honestly.
days later, I'm like, oh my gosh, feeling everywhere.
It was like me this morning.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Angela is from New Jersey. She says, hi, I'm in my late 50s and I've been doing some research as to what I would need for my skincare. I'm so confused as to where to start. I'm going through menopause right now and my skin just looks terrible. In my opinion, skin is sagging, no glow, wrinkles, the works. Please advise what to do. Where do I need to start?
Well, the easiest thing in the world to do is go to the website and click that regimen builder tool, because then you can put things in like, I have dry skin, I have sensitive skin,
Yeah.
I want to target
It'll ask you a lot of
wrinkles and
these
this
fun
and that,
questions.
and it will give you the products that are right for you. If I were to pick a couple of key products, I would say,
Yes.
same as anything, everybody needs some daily exfoliation. Use something like the Revitalizing Cleanser or our Anti-Aging Cleanser coming soon.
Yes.
You need a retinoid at night. This will make your skin turn over much more quickly. So just these 2 products here will make an immense difference, and your skin will be like glowy and smooth. You will like it. Fusion A at night, your acid cleanser twice a day. Get a really good moisturizer like the DermaSnap. I don't know if I have one here, but DermaSnap is super moisturizing.
Yes.
That's nice. Or add some nano hyaluronic. That can give like a glow, a moist look to your face. That's really nice too. But then go ahead and do that regimen tool for like every little part
Oh, yeah,
that
we've
you need.
seen some amazing before and afters just with weekly peels.
Oh, my.
You know, I mean, it brings the glow back to your skin. It just really, consistency is key. That's. I know I always say that, but it's the
doing
truth.
it.
It is honestly the truth. Consistency.
Keep doing it.
All right, let's see. Alyssa from California. I recently did TCA Peel 20, 2 layers. I usually do 13% at 3 layers. The 13 worked great. The 20 left new brown marks on my skin. It is now 3 weeks after the peel, and those brown marks are still there. Will these new brown marks go away eventually?
Okay, so we don't have your Fitzpatrick. I'm going to guesstimate you're probably an olive skin tone. Possibly, but
I'm wondering why
it's
she
not
jumped
mandatory.
after she did 3 layers of 13 was working well. She should have
Yes.
just built up the ladder.
Yeah, and that's exactly where I'm going next. You need to
Yes.
work your way up to 5 layers
Yeah.
of 13%.
Right.
And if you're happy at 5 layers, well, then you stay at 5 layers.
Yes, yes.
If you've been doing it and doing it and
Yes.
doing it and doing it, and now you're like, I feel like I need more, then you move up to
Right.
the 20. 1 layer.
Yes.
You know, because now you're taking a big step in percentage. You want to
Yeah.
do 1 layer, see how that works on your face. The next time, possibly 2 layers. But jumping ahead like that can cause issues. If you
Yes.
happen to have ethnic skin with Fitzpatrick, 4 and up, like olive, Italian,
Mm-hmm.
Mediterranean, then you run a higher risk of getting PIH, which is what you have.
Mm-hmm.
They need to pre-treat with Fade Bright before, at least 3 to 4 weeks before they do a stronger peel. And I don't think that you did that because you probably would have mentioned it. So obviously, Fade Bright twice a day.
Yes.
I would also make sure you're using a retinoid to make that skin turn over more quickly, and lots of SPF for when
Yes,
you go
ma'am.
outside. Remember, a whole finger length. You really cover it. Most people don't put enough on there. That will help. And then it's just going to be patience. Do not do 2 layers of a 20 again. I would
No,
take that
too
20 and I
strong.
would dilute it in half to
Yes.
a 10. And I would maybe go forward with using the 10. You know, maybe 3 layers next time since you did
Yeah.
well, 3 or 4 layers of the 10.
Yes.
That's much safer. Or you
Agreed.
can, reach for Jesner possibly to help get rid of some of that PIH too.
Okay, Aedah says she's from Florida, Fitzpatrick 3. Is there a peel for the eyelids?
Yes. Well, 7% TCA is great for the eyelids. Watch the eye peel video because we're not doing like a wet layer like we would normally do on our face. We're like really kind of squeezing it out a lot so it's drier. So when you go across your eyelids, you don't have any kind of drips. That would be dangerous.
Right.
So there's obviously a whole video on this. It's a 7% TCA. It's a whole kit. Plus you get the Matrixyl Synth 6 and the Luminosity for a few days after. There's a big direction card in here. Once a month.
Sounds good.
That works really well.
All right, Susan
Oh, almost
from
done.
Florida, Fitzpatrick of 3. I have very oily skin since I went through menopause. No acne at all. My face tends to get red now, but doesn't stay red all the time. What is a good skincare regimen?
That's interesting that your skin got oilier. I mean,
Yeah.
I would say you're almost lucky.
Yeah.
Most people get like
Dry.
turned into a
Yeah.
Sahara desert.
You're right. Yeah, it's normally the
That's-
opposite.
Yes, you're lucky. So, I mean, obviously, if your skin is really oily, you would reach for a cleanser like the AV cleanser,
Right.
or revitalizing too. I mean, either or. But if it's super oily, reach for something like that. When you wash your face, so it doesn't stay excessively oily, start putting your products onto moist skin.
Yes.
You can use either nano-hyaluronic or the GABA, something like that to lock in the moisture so your skin doesn't think, oh my gosh, I need more moisture, and starts pumping out oil. And
Right,
then,
yeah.
use your retinoid at night. And you can go through that regimen builder tool as well.
For sure.
And that will just step by step by step. Every your cleansers, if you want toners, if you want serums, it'll list everything for you.
All right, Ronnette Jones from Alabama. I have had multiple chemical peels, but I did watch your video where you stated every company peel percentage is different. When I used your TCA peel 20 and I used 4 passes, looking for frosting with a brush instead of gauze, which was too much, totally my fault. Yeah, that.
Yeah,
see
and I
that.
want to mention that right now. When
Yeah.
you do TCA or Jesner, specifically TCA, you want to use a gauze. You need a
Yes.
controlled amount of solution. We have you like wet it, maybe fold it, pinch it, shake it, so it's wet but not dripping. When you take a brush, which they do with the milder acids a lot of times, and you dip it in there and you're starting to apply it, you're applying so much more, probably double, triple the amount of acid
Right.
that you don't need to apply, because when you put that TCA in your skin, every single last drop of that is going to be used up by your skin. So
Yeah.
like that 1 layer is probably equal to 2 layers or more. And you
Right.
did 4 passes. So
Jeez.
that's
Of a
just
20.
a lot. I mean, that would be like putting like 6, 7 layers on. So never ever use a brush again. And not just for you, but for
Yeah.
anybody.
Right.
Don't use a brush with TCA.
Okay, so now she has some PIH she's trying to fix. So she says, which I have seen improvements already within a week. How long will this take to clear? I am willing to follow all directions instead of trying to get a fast result. You have been awesome, helping me and responding to all my questions. I love your products. Just wish I would have listened instead of rushing. What is the quote that Andrea says? It's a marathon, not a race.
Or
Is-
sprint,
so-
or what is it? It could be. It
It's a
could be that.
marathon, not a sprint. I don't know,
I
but
can't remember. But yeah, it is.
Andrea,
It's
put
a
it in the
marathon.
comments.
Yeah, please. It is definitely the long haul.
Yeah.
Or, the turtle always wins the race.
For
it's
sure.
like, don't try to rush.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now you have to fix it. Fixing takes longer. I would say 3 to 4 months for sure, maybe more. It depends. Fade Bright for sure, twice a day. something like Fusion, which you may already be using a retinoid. That's going to make your skin turn over more quickly. But, I mean, your melanin inhibitor is the best. If there's, like, really, really, really bad PIH, obviously you may need to go to a doctor and get a prescription for, like, they'll do 12% hydroquinone, things like that.
Something much stronger.
That's really, really bad, though. But that will help, obviously, SPF. And remember, most people aren't putting enough on. Put more on, a whole finger's worth.
Yes.
Squeeze that all the way down. That's what you should be putting on. That's what's going to block the sun from not making it worse. Wear a big hat, things like that. And just, patience, and it will come off. And you can add other peels in the mix, mild peels, a lactic peel, a mandelic peel, things like that, but just go a little more gently this time.
And to just touch base on what she says, that, all peels are different. Because, you don't know if it's a blend and somebody else's. You don't know their pH level, so you can't say, oh, I did this peel, it was a 20 TCA, it was 5 years ago, and, I'm ready now for another 20.
No, you just don't know. Brand to brand could differ.
Yeah.
And that it shouldn't.
But it does.
It does.
Yeah.
Not here it doesn't, but other places.
So the next question is from Mayet from Alberta, Canada, Fitzpatrick of 2. I've done cross-method peel and followed directions, and it left a dark-like kind of mole. How can I get rid of it? I'm using Fade Bright and continuously doing my series of peels, TCA/Jesner, alternate, and it's still there.
And I was like, when I looked at mole, I was thinking, is that supposed to be hole? Because I was thinking, is there a dark hole?
Is there a typo, maybe?
Or is
maybe
there
it's
a
dark
bump?
Maybe it's a dark area, like he got PIH in one spot, maybe?
I'm not sure, and that's why I was like, maybe send a photo so we can see what you're looking at. But normally, if this is just PIH, I mean, inhibitors, melanin inhibitors, such as Fade Bright, hydroquinone, things like that, 100% SPF protection when you go outside, wear hats to make sure that you're not getting anything else on that spot to make it darker. Do we have more questions?
One from Maureen says, best peel for chest, lots of sunspots.
Well, I would start using Fade Bright every day, of course, no matter what, to help lighten those. And I would probably start off with like 1 layer of Jesner, maybe 2 on the chest area, but don't think super strong acids.
Yes.
Even
lactic,
milder acids, even lactic.
Yeah, lactic is a good choice for weekly. Yeah.
Yes, if you want to do a weekly peel, absolutely. You could do like a lactic or a mandelic. Other than that, if you want to do a monthly peel, Jesner is going to be a really good option to help get rid of hyperpigmentation. Of course, your Fade Bright, when you're not peeling and your skin's feeling good, make sure you use retinoids to make that turnover, because that's not just for your face. I mean, your whole décolleté, you should be, applying these products and pull them down as much as you can, because, then your face is like all beautiful, and then you've got all this damage down here. So
I think that is it. That was an easy one
We are
today.
done. I don't know. No, look, it's been an hour and 10 minutes.
Has it?
It's just been flying by.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. And I had fun with you today.
It's always a good time. We'll be back here in a few weeks.
Yep. I would say if you have any questions and you stuck with us through to the end, just go to peeluniversity.com. You can enter your question, and we will answer that on our next live.
Absolutely.
Yep. And in the meantime, you can always reach out to us, 1-800-917-3155. You can email us, support@platinumskincare.com, social media us, do whatever you need. You can walk in our front door. We're here Monday through Friday.
We're happy to help.
Yep. So we're all set. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye.